Ladies and gentlemen, the House of Representatives just voted to allow the continuing of warrantless spying on American citizens by reauthorizing FISA. But not so fast, guys, because Anna Paulina Luna, she came to the rescue, and she has just thrown up a rare procedural hurdle on the FISA renewal. This is from Charlie Kirk, and Fox News is also talking about this. Representative Luna has just thrown up a rare procedural hurdle on FISA renewal, which will force another vote and delay sending the bill to the Senate.
Programs on Capitol Hill with the latest. So now it heads to the Senate, Chad?
Yes, but with a caveat, an asterisk. There is another procedural hurdle, something that's pretty rare, and we're just breaking this down right now, that they're going to have to go through. You're absolutely right. They passed the bill 273 to 147 here, but there was a motion made by Anna Paulina Luna, Republican from Florida, that's going to hold this up, and there's going to have to be another vote to kind of discharge this to get this over to the Senate. We don't see this very often. All that is a delaying tactic, but they have passed the bill. The bill is, in fact, passed, but they can't send it across to the Senate. Keep in mind that there is a deadline here in about a week and a half where the Senate has to sync up with the House, or the House has to align with the Senate to make sure that these programs don't go dark. But they have passed the bill today, 2-year reauthorization through 2026. John?
All right, so Kelly Ferris says that they have to take another vote next week on a motion to table on the motion to reconsider. Can you put that in English for us?
Reconsider is basically saying we're going to vote again, okay? And what you can do to euthanize that, to terminate that, is table it. That kills it. So we don't see that very often where somebody demands a roll call vote on that very arcane piece of parliamentary procedure. But basically, you hear this at the end of every roll call vote where they move to reconsider and then somebody says they move to table, and that's it. That didn't happen today, and that's the holdup that will delay it getting to the Senate, John.
So this one little arcane rules right now, there is still a chance that it would not pass the House of Representatives. And this is something I saw earlier. Now, Congresswoman Debbie Lesko said she didn't vote. She wasn't able to attend and vote on this matter because she had the flu. So I guess this would give her a chance to vote. So your flu better be over by the time they reconsider this vote, Debbie. She said, this is a tweet that she said, "I am very disappointed that I was unable to be in Washington, D.C. today due to having the flu. Had I been able to vote, I would have not supported today's FISA reauthorization without protections against warrantless searches of U.S. citizens' communications in the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act." Well, Debbie, you do know that this vote was a tie, and Speaker Mike Johnson threw the tiebreaker. So if you would have been there and if you would have voted, this would not have been a tie. The Biggs Amendment would have passed, and it would have ended warrantless surveillance on American citizens. But you had the flu, so I guess, what, is that a good excuse for not voting? I don't think so. On something so monumental, you should be there no matter what. So in this reauthorization, I don't know how this rule completely works. I don't know if they allow members who didn't vote to vote. I assume they do. So Debbie, I assume that you're going to vote for the Biggs Amendment, which would prevent our intelligence agency from warrantless spying on American citizens. But this was the moment that Anna Paulina Luna invoked this rule, this arcane rule.
On this vote, the yeas are 273, the nays are 147. The bill is passed. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table. For what purpose does the gentlelady from Florida seek recognition? Clerk will report the motion.
Ms. Lee of Florida moves to reconsider the vote on passage of H.R. 7888. Motion to reconsider.
Question is on the motion to the table. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no.
No.
In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted.
Mr. Speaker,
For what purpose does the gentlelady from Florida seek
I
recognition?
ask for a recorded vote, Mr. Speaker.
A recorded vote is requested. Those favoring a recorded vote will rise. A sufficient number having risen, the recorded vote is ordered. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, further proceedings on this question are postponed.
So I think this is absolutely incredible. I guess this just doesn't happen. Because what did that Fox News contributor say? This is an arcane rule. But Anna Paulina Luna stepping up and showing everybody, listen, this is too important to just continue this. I think we need to reconsider this because continuing to spy on American citizens warrantlessly Do you guys really want to do that? Because I don't think the American people agree with you. But the Daily Wire is talking about this. They said House votes to pass FISA reauthorization, but there is a catch. Okay, guys, so I don't know much about this rule at all. I didn't even know it existed. So let's see what the Daily Wire says about this. The GOP-led House voted on Friday to pass a bill that would reauthorize Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act ahead of its expiration deadline next week. But the legislation has one final hurdle to pass before going to the Senate. Representative Anna Paulina Luna, one of the members demanding a warrant requirement, objected to the final passage and sought a vote on a motion to reconsider. Intelligence Chairman Mike Turner of Ohio moved to table it, but a recorded vote was postponed. This is the video, guys, I showed you earlier. Look at Anna Paulina Luna right there. She just has a triumphant grin on her face. She's like, wait a second. I know everyone wants to vote to continue this warrantless surveillance on Americans, but you guys still have to abide by all the rules, at least in front of all of America. You guys, this is still a rule. So yeah, let's go ahead and reconsider this one. I know you guys can break rules behind closed doors when nobody knows about them, but when it's televised on C-SPAN and all of the United States can see you, you guys can't break rules anymore. The remaining vote is expected to take place next week. Punchbowl News co-founder Jake Sherman reported that GOP leadership believes the same coalition that passed FISA will vote to table and the bill will go to the Senate. And here's that tweet right here. But lawmakers voted 273 to 147 in favor of extending authorities the U.S. government uses to collect data on non-U.S. citizens abroad and deter threats to the homeland. The legislation, which got bipartisan support, would renew 702 for another 2 years and implement reforms to FISA. Amendment votes took place earlier in the day, including one for a highly contentious offering that would add a warrant requirement. This was the Biggs Amendment for officials wanting to do U.S. person searches in the information that gets swept up in foreign surveillance under Section 702. That amendment, offered by Representative Andy Biggs of Arizona, got support from hardline conservatives and leftist members concerned about privacy, yet it failed to pass due to a 212 to 212 tie vote. And this is what Mike Johnson, I just cannot believe this guy. He voted. He broke the tie, essentially. And the speaker doesn't always vote, but they can break a tie. And warrantless searches and warrantless surveillance on Americans was so important to him that he found it necessary to step forward and break the tie against you, the American citizen. No warrant, no FISA, Luna said in a post to X. Yes, I think I like Anna Paulina Luna. What do you guys think? The White House joined with some high-ranking Republicans in opposing the warrant requirement over the view that it would jeopardize national security. Turner claimed it would give constitutional rights to Hezbollah and other foreign adversaries. Okay. Initially, the FISA bill offered a 5-year extension to Section 702, but it got whittled down to 2 years after it failed to advance earlier this week. The shortened window will allow President Joe Biden or whatever administration may succeed him next year the chance to seek a FISA shakeup. Former President Donald Trump urged lawmakers to kill FISA and said it was used to spy on his campaign. He was alluding to the FBI's controversial efforts to get warrants to snoop on a 2016 campaign aide under a different part of FISA, Section 701, using an unverified dossier. House Speaker Mike Johnson argued the FISA bill, called the Reforming Intelligence and Securing America Act, implements reforms that would actually kill the abuses directed at Trump's 2016 campaign. Johnson is expected to meet with Trump later in the day on Friday. I wonder how that meeting will go. I wonder what Donald Trump will say to Mike Johnson. I really hope he admonishes him. And, as if that's enough, right? Because does this ever work? The American people admonish their leaders all the time. And what happens? They just continue doing what they continue doing. It just doesn't matter anymore, it seems. But if the FISA legislation makes it out of the House, it will head to the Democrat-controlled Senate, where Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has said lawmakers, quote, must act quickly on a bipartisan basis to ensure these vital national security authorities do not lapse. Yes, guys, of course. If it makes it to the Senate, that's it. It is made into law. It has been reauthorized officially. The White House came out in support of reauthorization, but rejected the warrant requirement, saying in a memo that the amendment from Biggs would eviscerate the value of Section 702. Lawmakers and Biden have until April 19th to extend Section 702 before it sunsets. So yes, guys, if we require warrants in Section 702, that would eviscerate the effectiveness of this bill, of FISA. And, there's another thing that's really important. Oh, that's the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. So you're saying that the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution is a threat to our safety? That's essentially what they're saying here. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think of Representative Anna Paulina Luna stepping up and doing something incredible, calling on this, quote, arcane rule to reconsider the vote? What do you guys think about that? I think it's incredible. But let me know what you think down below in the comments. Like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.